Lake Sam Rayburn in the Bassmaster BP Top 100 Tournament. Normally, Big Sam covers 114,500 surface acres with 560 miles of shoreline. But heavy rains have spread this East Texas reservoir over a lot of new, normally dry country. The lake is about 4 feet above normal and falling. Water temperatures are in the high 50s, and while some of the bass have spawned, the majority are in a pre-spawn stage. This $231,000 BASS Pro-Am event pairs the top 100 touring professional Bassmasters with 100 amateur anglers. The pros use their boats, run the outboard and trolling motor, and select the fishing areas. Their amateur partners fish from the back of the boat. It's the opinion of many that Big Sam Rayburn ranks at the top of the list for prime bass angling. With the stocking of Florida strain bass, lunkers in the 8 to 10 pound range have become almost commonplace. 5 bass limits are plentiful this first day, and impressive bags of bass are brought to the scales, but none heavier than 1980 Bassmasters Classic champ Bo Dowden's, who weighs in 25 pounds 13 ounces to take the first day's lead. And big bass have been caught, like this 11-pound 7-ounce lunker by 1986 Bassmasters Classic champ Charlie Reed of Oklahoma. Fishing from the back of the boat didn't seem to bother Louisiana amateur Dennis Baker Jr., whose 11-pound 8-ounce trophy is the big bass of the day. Day 2, more overcast and wind. Only 11 pounds 12 ounces separate the top 20 pro anglers. It's really only one bass here at Big Sam. First day leader Bo Dowden is having his woes today. He's catching bass, but they're small. Other first-round contenders also find the big bass bite slower today, like second-place angler Zell Rowland of Texas, and Arkansas's Ron Shuffield, Charlie Reed, and Florida pro Bernie Schultz. A cold front is forecast. Many bass seen on spawning beds have pulled back for 2 reasons: falling water and lower water temperatures. Pre-tournament favorites were Florida pro Shaw Grigsby and 1990 Angler of the Year Guido Hibden. They're both experts at sight fishing, seeing bass and then catching them. In fact, Guido won the last BASS tournament stop on the St. Johns River in Florida doing just that. But the bass are not showing themselves today. Amateur angler Barry Gross from Hemp Hill, Texas comes to the scales, again with an impressive catch.
17.9 yesterday. Barry's got 4 bass today. He was in second place yesterday in the amateur division with 17 pounds 9 ounces, and this man is smoking them. 18 pounds 11 ounces. Let's hear it now. This guy is pulled into the lead in the amateur class, 18-12.
And the lead is fixing to change on the pro side.
Look at this. Look at this. We got a new leader, 22 pounds 5 ounces. Jimmy Nolan of Arkansas has moved into the lead. Jimmy Nolan of Bull Shoals, Arkansas. 45 pounds 7 ounces, folks. Now that's catching bass Rayburn style.
The third day of the Bassmaster BP Top 100. During the past 2 days, these Bassmasters have caught 1,213 bass, weighing more than 3,000 pounds. That's good fishing. And this morning's Pro Division leader, Jimmy Nolan, scores early. And wait till you see what happens next. The Bassmasters will be right back from Big Sam and the Bassmaster BP Top 100. Don't go till catching bass this third morning. And not far away, 4th place angler Larry Lazone of Florida is catching fish, but in a far different manner than the leader Jimmy Nolan. He's buried in the flooded brush. Jimmy Nolan is in the bass, big time. What's he doing?
What I've got here is a creek channel band. The main river runs straight up there, and there's a channel that comes in here, turns, goes right up into this cove, and those fish will spawn right on those grass beds or grass willow flats where you see these boats up here. And I checked them in practice, and I hadn't found that many up on beds or be around those willows yet. So I came out here to the staging area and this is a staging area. Now the lake's falling now, so all the fish that were trying to go in shallow will probably back off and come back out here and stage until this water reaches a level. Once it reaches the level, then they'll start moving back in. And I think by the time the tournament's over, I should be okay on these fish still staging in this area. Right now the wind's blowing out of the east, but it looks like it's coming out of the south from the direction. Here we go, I got one. Believe it or not, these are the small fish hitting right now. I've been killing 3-pounders in this area here for the last 2 days, and me and my partners and I have caught about 80 pounds of fish between us.
Other front runners like Texas anglers Lindell Martin and Randy Behringer are finding the action slow, but not Jimmy Nolan.
The pattern of these fish right now, this is just a holding area. These fish are coming out of this little bend right here, and this grass tips out right here in front of me. Just runs out of grass and goes into rock. The better fish are sitting right at the tip of that grass, right where it goes into this creek channel bend. So I'm catching fish on top of the grass, and I'm catching some down in 18 foot of water right here. I went through this area this morning with a crankbait and caught 3 fish already on a Pose crankbait 400. And the reason why, there he is. That's the way you like all of them to hit you and run. I don't know if that will measure, but we'll give it a try. If he does, that'll be my limit. I think he's going to be too short. No, he's 14 inches exactly. Okay, that's my limit. 727 right now. I had my limit at 833 the first day, my limit at 922, and it's 727 right now, and I got my limit. So I tell you, catching a limit makes you relax. Makes you relax real easy, and then you can go ahead and fish your areas real slow.
Larry Lazone is still deep in the woods, but his bass are coming slowly. And oftentimes, necessity becomes the mother of invention.
That's some action.
And moments later, another bass for Jimmy Nolan's live well.
Get him up there where you can lip him. Oh. Okay, thank you.
And up the lake, Louisiana amateur angler Johnny Wall shows off a lunker. It'll weigh 10 pounds, 1 ounce. And another keeper bass for Jimmy Nolan.
What I'm using here is a Zoom 6-inch lizard pumpkin seed with a chartreuse tail, and I'm putting it on at least a 7-foot leader so that the sinker will go down in the grass to the base of the grass, and the lizard will still stay on top of the grass. And I found out here that using a longer leader right now is helpful. The fish seem to hit the lizard a lot better when it's sitting on top of the grass than when it's down in the grass. And if you use a short leader, the lizard will go down with the sinker into the grass. And I can't get as many hits that way.
Tom, do it out and pull out a couple of those stands.
Weigh-in time, and it's a foregone conclusion that Jimmy Nolan is the pro to beat.
18 pounds, 6 ounces, Jimmy. That's going to make you a tough man to beat. Would you hold up a couple of bass for us? All right, here's our leader. He's through 2 days and looks like he's going to be on top of the board again today. Jimmy Nolan.
Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back from the Bassmaster BP Top 100 at Lake Sam Rayburn.
Membership, you'll also receive 10 big issues of Bassmaster magazine. To join, call 1-800-543-2200.
And when Jimmy Nolan gets to his fishing hole, he's in for a surprise. Boats from other tournaments have moved into his area, but it doesn't seem to bother him. Here's his first bass of the day.
Got one, Tim. You want to lip this one for me? Don't grab my line now. Okay. Thank you, sir. A post 400, this particular size with the lip, touches the top of the grass, and if you burn it real hard, it'll bury up into the top parts of the grass. And that's what those fish are doing, is suspended in the top parts of the grass. Now, it's only because of the overcast and the windy day. Now, if it hadn't been overcast and windy, then I'd have to go through and flip into the grass and get to the base of the grass. Right now, this wind's causing those fish to stay in the top of the grass. And if this post 400, reeling it fairly reasonable fast, will touch the top of that grass and in about 9 foot of water. And then if I burn it, it'll run down to about 12, 13 foot of water. So I'm kind of burning it, stopping it, burning and stopping, just checking different speeds, trying to figure out what they want for that half an hour of the day, I guess. Okay, we'll get it. Thank you, sir. That right there might have won it for me.
Third place contender David Vance from Texas is hooked up with a lunker.
What's it, rod? Oh, no, no, stay on it. Come to this side. She's coming back this way. Whoa. Come on, baby, please stay on it. No, 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 no. No, no. Stay, please, please, please. Oh, baby, please stay on her. Come on, honey. Come on, no. Please don't miss her. Please don't miss her. Come on, baby. All right, I'm gonna bring her to you now. Grab her by the... Take her, take her. Oh, Lord, thank you. Thank you, partner. Thank you, you're good.
Three of them, man.
Woo! Son, I can't stop shaking. Oh, Lord.
Jimmy Nolan's company doesn't seem to make any difference as this veteran Bassmaster continues to catch bass.
Buddy. Up, damn.
How is David Vance doing?
Well, coming in this morning, I had 47 pounds and 12 ounces, I think. And Jimmy Nolan was about 16 pounds ahead of me, and right now, 16. I got about 21 pounds maybe in 3 fish. And I've got 2 more fish to go, so if I can do that a couple more times, watch out, Jimmy. Not to wish Jimmy any bad luck, because he's a great friend of mine. If he wins, he deserves to.
Jimmy Nolan is doing his best to win the $45,000 top prize.
There's another one, Tim.
Amateur leader Barry Gross is having a good day, and this 7-pound, 9-ounce bass will figure big. This tournament is almost history, but amateur angler Barry Gross wants to cement his first-place position, and he's doing it with the help of his pro partner of the day, Guy Aker of North Carolina. And one last bass for Jimmy Nolan. He's living the dream of all bass fishermen, striking the mother lode.
All right. Woo!
This tournament is not only history, it's making history.
Been fishing for 3 days in the amateur class. He leads that division with 40 pounds, 9 ounces. And I think Barry Gross is going to be our champion. 18 pounds, 12 ounces.
59 pounds, 5 ounces. The record catch for an amateur in a Bassmaster BP Top 100. And big bass 2 out of 4 days.
Final day weigh-in, Jimmy Nolan, 5 bass, 22 pounds, 3 ounces, and that's going to push him well over 80 pounds. I don't think anybody can beat him.
86 pounds, the heaviest weight ever recorded in a Top 100 competition. And there's more.
27 pounds, 13 ounces for a 5-fish limit.
The heaviest 5 bass one-day catch in BASS tournament history, beating Bill O'Connor's 27-pound, 1-ounce catch in 1980 at Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks. There's only one angler left who can possibly catch Jimmy Nolan.
24 pounds, 10 ounces, David. A great catch. I know there's a big bass in there.
Not enough. The champion of the pro division in the Bassmaster BP Texas Top 100 is Jimmy Nolan. His first BASS victory. And the amateur winner, Barry Gross.
Come on, jump for the cameras. They want to see you jump, big boy.
Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
Fishing here in Sam Rayburn, you have a lot of grass in the water that stands 8 to 9 foot tall. You have parts of the grass are a little shorter. I use a big ounce sinker to disturb the grass, shake it up, move it, and kind of push the fish out of the grass. I use a little green bead behind it to protect it from the swivel. This way the sinker won't cut the line or smash the knot. It protects it. And on top of that, it makes a knocking noise. The sinker hits the bead, makes a little knocking noise, kind of like a little crawdad hitting the rocks. I put the swivel on next to have the leader not to twist, because your bait on the leader will continue twisting and moving as you move it through the water. In this particular tournament, I used a 7-foot-plus leader, and the reason why I did that was for the sinker to go to the bottom while the lizard still stayed on top of the grass. What I turned to like a real tiny 1/0 hook, and then I put it in the middle of the lizard, and the lizard is very buoyant. The Zoom lizard will float with that little tiny hook on it, just enough. It takes a few seconds longer to get to the bottom than this egg sinker. By this happening, this sinker will be on the bottom, and your lizard will still be on top of the grass.